is this? What the? Hold on. Why? What is happening here? I don't want to go live with guests. What is this thing doing? Well, hello, TikTok, at least. I'm trying to, or Instagram, YouTube. Uh, Happy to see you. I don't know what exactly TikTok is doing to me. Um, how, what? Hold on. So, TikTok, I don't know exactly what is happening on here. So, like, it's not letting me see my stuff. I don't want to co-host. So I don't know if you guys can see me or not. That's really bizarre. And this is not at all how I wanted to be starting this. Um, so we're just going to restart it. Sorry if this is very boring, YouTube. This this is acting very, very strange. Okay, there we go. Holy cow, that was ridiculous. Okay, so if you were just here on TikTok, I'm sorry about that. That was all very, very bizarre. I don't know what just happened. Um, that was weird. But hi, happy Friday, everyone. Happy to be here. I know I wasn't here last week. Hold on, let me do. See if it'll let me share this sucker. I don't want voice effects. Nope, hate that. Hate that. Well, screw it. Right, we're just gonna see if it'll let me do. That's not what I wanted. All right, well, I'll play with this later. So, hi, hello, happy Friday. Sorry for the delay in getting this started. That was just all cattywampus and ridiculous. So, as I've been doing almost every Friday for the past couple Friday office hours, my name is. Don't start spamming me and putting silly shit right away. Hold on, let me just go ahead and block you there, pal. Do. Oh, damn, hate it when that happens. Yeah, if you show up in my live and you just start spamming stupid crap, I just ban you. I've got no time for that kind of hot garbage juice. Anyway, so what these are, this is just my Friday office hours. This is, my name is Ben Marcum, professional photographer. I'm a dog dad. I'm on a fitness journey. Biggly Boo, you can literally ask me anything. We can talk about photography. We can talk about the photography business. We can talk about my fitness journey. We can talk about my dog. It's whatever. This is for anything and everybody. If you follow my stuff and you have questions, great. If you don't follow my stuff and you have questions, that's great. So I apologize for not being here last Friday. Last week was Derby week here in Louisville. And if you haven't been in Louisville, Kentucky during Derby season, this town pretty much just shuts down. Like everybody or whatever. Me personally, I live relatively close to Churchill Downs, so it can be a bit of a challenge getting to and from my house on Derby day, especially late in the day. So I was out running errands on Friday and then also doing the very important work of Derby weekend and was sitting down with the race form and trying to pick my horses for Saturday. That said, after spending a day reading the daily racing form and picking my horses, uh, I walked away with zero money. So, which is also seems to be my annual tradition on Derby, is just to make a donation to Churchill Downs. I could probably save a whole lot of time if I just wrote the check rather than spending the time to pick horses. I got very close on some races and some races that would have paid off very well, but as they say, like with horseshoes and hand grenades, it. So, but it was fun. My wife and I still had a good time. We just chilled at home this year rather than going to any Derby parties or anything like that. So I needed the day, just relaxation. I've been running pretty wound tight as of late, so a day of chilling was useful. To everyone coming in, welcome, hi, thank you. This is literally an Ask Me Anything, so you can ask me anything about anything while we're doing this. I'm a photographer. I specialize in professional headshots, actor headshots, classic portraits, and an artistic style of boudoir photography, and have been doing this since 2013. So I know a little something about something. So feel free to fire as many questions as you want. And we're going to be a little bit abbreviated today because I have an appointment at 2. So I'll have to shut this down at some point so I can, pack everything up and get to that appointment. But if you're here, please share this with your friends too and let them know. And I would love to see them as well. Thank you, Scott. And USA Kilt is here. I got to get back with you guys. I'm going to try to put a measuring tape around me this weekend so we can get this this issue of my kilts not fitting correctly anymore taken care of, which is a good problem to have, if I'm completely honest. So, and thank you guys for helping me out with that, especially going into summer. Man, I don't want to be wearing jeans, and I hate wearing shorts. Pretty much the gym is the only place that gets to see shorts these days. Oh, nice. Yeah, and the good news is I'll be gone by then. So take anybody who views this. Yeah, everybody go follow USA Kilts. And if you don't wear kilts, I highly recommend it. Very, very comfortable. TikTok as I'm sure you're busy. I do. So I workshop, like an in-person workshop, in a while. The last one I did was 2024, I think. Me and another photographer, Barbara McFerrin, whose work is gorgeous. We did an in-person 2-day workshop here in my studio. We brought in a model, and I photographed the model the way that I photograph and explained what I was doing to the 10 or 12 people we had here. And then Barbara did her, how she shoots. And we shoot a similar style, but there's nuances in what we do that make what we do a little bit different. So that was day 1. And then we also gave the students some hands-on shooting time. So, and I've seen a lot of workshops where, like, the person teaching the workshop will set up the lights and pose the model and do everything. And then the class just walks in and sets up their stuff and just starts clicking away. And I don't do that because you don't learn that way. And I don't think it sticks. I don't think it resonates. So after Barbara and I got done doing what we were doing, I moved all the lights out of the way. It's like, and then the people in the class got to come in and position the lights themselves, set the lights themselves, do all their settings and that jazz. And we were there to help them. But if I do it all for you, you're not going to learn, right? So same with like posing and coaching people. Like there's been a few times I've been at conventions, and conventions will have like the shooting bays or the shootout rooms where people can just walk around and click, click, click. people shoot a ton of stuff, but they do zero work and actually trying to connect with the person that they're photographing. So I will, I told the model who I knew, I was like, if they don't direct you, don't move. Like, hey, don't change your expression. Don't do anything. Make them tell you what they want. That's part of the art of what we do. So yeah, so I've done that at conventions too, where I see people shooting. Um, so, and then day two was all retouching. So the first part of the day, I walked through my retouching process and explained it. Then we did lunch, and the second part of the day was Barbara did hers, and then we did a Q&A on everything. I know that was a very long-winded answer to do I do workshops? So yes. And then Scott asked over on TikTok, do you have any plans to conduct a workshop? Anything? Maybe. I don't know. And that's a really good question. I think about it from time to time, but then I so okay. So if I'm going to teach a workshop in the studio, it's not going to be cheap. Like I'm going to charge, $1,000, $1,500 per person for a 1 or 2 day workshop. Just and I have to uh, because that's what it costs to like open my doors and stuff, right? Like there's opportunity costs that I could be working with clients and blah blah. So while I teach the workshop, there's also the side of me that goes, trying to market it and trying to get people to book it is really hard to do, and that also plays into the cost of what I charge for a workshop, because all the pre-work that goes into it has to get paid for as well. I go back and forth with it. If I'm completely honest with you, I'm a little disheartened by um, the tutorial that I have up for sale right now. That's all on doing short form video. And, how people uh, before making that tutorial on how to make short form video for photographers, I took a lot of phone calls from photographers and then talking to people at convention stuff too, who are asking me a metric ton of questions about how to do short form video, because they see my work, they see what I do and all that, which is great. So my brain went, okay, if this many people are asking me about it, then there's clearly a need for it out there. People want to be doing these short form videos. So I'm going to make a course. So I put in the time. I made the course, edited the course, blah, blah, blah. And I'm selling it for cheap. It's like $150 for the course, right? It's like, which if you look at other courses out there, that's nothing. Um, and trying to sell it is a nightmare. Like if I was to, just come out and just put it out there, people would eat the information up, but me trying to make a little bit of money as well. People just, they aren't doing it. So all that back around to, I'm disheartened by going, okay, like I put the time, effort, and energy to try to help some people out with this, and it's not selling. So I look at at doing the workshop side of it too. It's like if I'm going to teach the workshop or if I'm going to build another tutorial, there has to be demand, and I have to know that I'm not just wasting my time, or I'm not wasting uh, my social media, demand time. Like anytime I post a video promoting trying to sell something, that's time that I could be posting video to be talking to people who are genuinely interested. So, like it's all the investment that I look at. That's a long-winded way to say I don't know. That said, anybody watching this later, my tutorial on short form video for photographers is up. If you go to the link in my bio, there's a link there. And if you're seeing this in May, currently, you can save $25 on it by using code REELS. Sorry for the cheap, shameless plug, but hey, you're already talking about it, right? So I might do workshops in the future. Are you willing to travel to Louisville? Because that's another thing too. It's going, where are people going to, if I do a workshop, if there's the reason that we did the one here in Louisville back in 2024 was because Imaging USA was here in Louisville, Kentucky. So there was, we were trying to tie everything together. It's like if everybody's already going to be here, it makes some sense. We have captive audience. I think imaging is in North Carolina this next January. Um, so, so, all right, Scott. If you okay, tell you what. Here's what we'll do. If you can get me if you can put together 12 people, 12 people who want to travel to my studio and do a workshop. Let's say I'm pulling numbers completely out of there. Um, okay, let's do a 1 day workshop because it'll just be me. So 1 day workshop, $1,000. You get me $1,000 per person. You get me 12 people. You will get in for free if you get 12 other people who pay to do it. Scott, my buddy, that is the most shameless thing I have ever done on a live. But I mean, if you can, if there's interest and there's people there, yeah, I'll do it. I'll totally do it. Do you want to cover my portrait and boudoir style? Do you want to cover headshot stuff? Do you want to cover? Hey, tell me what you want to cover. We'll look into it. Sorry, I'm drinking out of my adult sippy cup again. So what's in the adult sippy cup for all of you that didn't ask? This is just water and electrolyte. I'm on this fitness journey that I've been on weeks. No, I've been on the fitness journey. I've been on the diet side of it. I hired a coach. It started with his plan on March 23rd. And he wants me drinking a gallon of water a day. Posing and lighting. Okay. Well, I can talk about posing lighting. Are you looking for like the style that I do? Thank you so much, Moosin. So as of today, I was just over 30 pounds on Yieldy scale, 40 to go. So which is, on one hand, I'm like, yeah, 30 pounds. And the other part of me goes, oh man, 40 to go. That sucks. But then I have to flip it too and go, man, like 8 weeks ago, it was like 70 pounds to go. So, 30 down, I'll take it. I'll take it. And thank you for the kind words. It's going well. It's boring. Okay. You want to know, Scott, I'm not done with you. So, yeah, let's talk about what sort of lighting you want to do. Here's one of the weirdest things that's happened with this fitness journey though, while we're talking about it. I'm bored, right? Like I am crazy bored. And what I mean by that is, so if for the past long time, I got very comfortable with going to work and then coming home and pouring a cocktail and hanging out with my wife, and we'd eat dinner and then have another drink or two while we watched a movie or Monday Night Raw or something. And then I'd go to bed. I was very satisfied with that because I was also, now that I look back on it, I was lower energy. Now, with the booze out of my system and and all of that, and I'm not that ritual isn't there. I'm being like, I want to get out and do stuff, but I don't know what I want to do. I'm 48 years old. And I don't want to go do stuff that's based around food. What does a 48-year-old guy who doesn't know people anymore go do to get to know people? So I'm in sort of struggle. Can't stay. I want to say I love your work and all of your advice and insight. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you saying so and being here for the time that you could. I'm trying to do these every Friday. And just before you go, I'm starting to put some more personal vlogish type stuff on the YouTube channel as well. So if you're eating lunch or whatever and just want something in the background to see what's going on in my other life, check those out. Shameless plug, but I'm having a lot of fun doing them and I'm really getting back into it. So anyway. So posing and lighting stuff, happy to cover any of that in a workshop if we get it pulled together. My take on posing is I go a little bit differently than a lot of other photographers. I'm not looking at kind of stuff. It's not my jam. And we just had an author join who just did a photo shoot the other day that I'm looking forward to seeing. Like, so like I don't do like a lot of the fashiony poses sort of stuff, right? It's not my jam. Doesn't tickle that creative itch for me. So a lot of my posing is inspired by oldie timey art. So start looking at some of that stuff now. Like go to a museum and like walk around, like look at the sculptures, right? Or look at how uh, portrait artists of various time periods, how they posed their subjects. You know, I'm a big fan of the Impressionists a lot. I'm a lot of big fan of a lot of different eras, but that's where my stuff comes. So a lot of times, I think when people are saying my work looks painterly, which I don't really love the term, um, I think a lot of it does come from how I handle posing. Um, yeah, just because I'm pulling from that style as inspiration. Um, and of course, you know, my lighting plays into it as well, and whatever. So it's had a buddy of mine once say to me, uh, "You just got to shoot stuff you want to look at," which got is it, and really uh, informed everything that I do. And I can't do the fashiony stuff and all that. It just doesn't scratch the creative itch for me the way some other stuff does. That uh, Also, if somebody pays me to do it, I will do what you want to do. I will shoot my pretty stuff on my own time. So, for those of you who are just joining, this is an AMA. You can ask me anything. Photography, the business of other businesses. Um, you can ask about my dog. You can ask about uh, this whacked out fitness journey that I've been on. You know, any of it. You know, if you want to talk professional wrestling, that's fine. We can do that. I'm open to anything. It's been fun to do these past several Fridays, except for last Friday when I was preparing to give money to Churchill Downs, uh, and I've got about 15 more minutes, so fire away. So where I'm going, it's like easy for me to say. My massage therapist has gotten this new thing. It's the vibro lounge. Like go look at it later. It's really cool. So it's basically like this meditation setup, right? Like, so it's this table that you lay on, and it's got speakers built into it, and then there's noise canceling headphones, and so like you basically, and then like you put on a mask and all. It's like you basically deprive all your senses of the outside world. And I've done it once before, but they think the headphones were messed up, but it was great then too. And so you really, um, sorry, my wife is sending me texts. You end up kind of enveloped in this sound bubble, and like it's very, very peaceful and shuts everything out. So I'm gonna go do a little vibro acoustic sound lounge action. I would record it and show you guys, but it me laying on a table. It wouldn't translate well to video. And then after that, doing getting a massage. I promised myself a couple years ago, at least one a month, to keep this machine moving. So today is the day that my massage therapist puts her bony elbows through my spine and tries to keep me mobile for a little bit longer. So that's why I've only got about 15 minutes left with you guys. But feel free to fire questions at me. And the text that I got from my wife informed me she's about to go take a nap. Now you all know as well. Hey, James, how are you? I feel like such a goof. Get out of that thing. Holy. My, you just all got to watch it. I started reading something on the screen, and my brain just went to full, like the little spinny pinwheel thing, and just stopped, completely stopped. Anyway, anywho, uh, James is actually a traveling photographer for Grand Canyon University. Well, that's cool. Like, whereabouts do you travel? I don't think I knew there was a Grand Canyon University. I learned something new today. Oh, nice. If you like travel, that sounds like a fantastic job. So, YouTube, I know you can't see the TikTok screen. James is telling me what he does for a living, and he travels and takes portraits of people, which sounds like an awesome job if you like traveling. I am not the biggest fan of travel because cramming my big old self onto a plane is uncomfortable. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm not a small human. I'm 6'3", 6'4". So I just almost answered this. Someone joined, and their username is "Can I be Frank?" And I was about to be like, "Yes, please." Uh, yeah, traveling can be a pain sometimes, and it didn't used to be like there was back in. I mean, I started flying when I was a wee little guy, but then like I did a lot of traveling around in my high school years, and just travel wasn't that bad, man. Like you could get through an airport pretty easily, getting on and off the plane. Like there, these days, the whole thing's a hassle, and I don't like it. And plus, like I feel like they've made like all the seats and everything smaller to try to jam more people on the plane, which I get from a profit standpoint because people are still going to fly. But when you're my size, it's not comfortable. And typically for me, if something is like less than a 12-hour drive anymore, I just drive it. It ends up being about the same amount of time, all said and done, and it's just more relaxing. And not that it's necessarily relaxing, but it's I don't know. I just like it more. I get friends who ask me every year. At least one friend asks every year if I'm going to come out to WPPI out in Vegas, and I've been out there twice for it. It's like, ugh, I can't drive. And I could drive to it, but getting across the Rockies would be. I don't want to drive across the country, so that's why I do imaging more than I do WPPI. But if W gives me a good reason to come out, that's another thing with like I don't like most of the courses that get taught at the conventions, and then I feel like they tend to be like infomercials, like people being like, "Let me teach you this, teach you this, teach you this," but to get the whole thing, you can buy my course, right? Or join my platform or whatever. So I don't get a lot, and I also don't learn from a lecture situation anyway. Like if I'd done that, I would have graduated college, which I did not. Um, and then like the say yeah, like once you visit the vendor floor once or twice, it's really no reason to go back. And then I'm not a big partier, so so it's like going to like the parties where it's less. So like I don't do a lot of the convention things. I've got to get past all that though and go see and meet more people. I just I've been very very bad recently in the past couple of years, in particular, about not getting out of my comfort zone. And like I stay in the studio, I stay in the house. That's why I'm learning to golf. Going, where did my ball go? Um, anyway, get any questions, and I'm just kind of blathering. Um, Networking can be fun. Um, it's but it gets tiring to, and it depends on like how and where the networking is done. Like if it's in a place where we can actually have a conversation, I think networking is great. Uh, at like the big f off parties, it's just loud and you can't talk, and huh? Oh, everything's I hate that, and it's like nobody remembers any conversation or anything anyway. So I think it depends on when and how and all that. Um, and but honestly, and my own shortcoming, I've just got to get better about it. you know, as far as my sweet neurodivergence will let me. Um, not that I'm using that as an excuse. It's just part of my fun. So, all right, before I wrap this sucker up and start breaking everything down to go lay on this table, does anybody have any questions? Photography business, uh, fitness journey, gardening, huskies, whatever. Anyone? Bueller? Do kids get the Bueller joke anymore? Like, have enough of them seen it? It's a great movie. So, all right, y'all. Since we have no more questions, I thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that very much. Have a great one, James. Thanks for being here and asking questions and all that. I greatly appreciate it. To everyone who left hearts and all of that, I appreciate that as well. I've been doing these almost every Friday, so there's a bloody good chance that I'll do this again next Friday, if not sooner. So you check, and I tend to do a midday, around lunchtime or so. Well, lunchtime in my time zone. And if any questions come up between hither and thither, let me know. Everybody have a great, safe weekend, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.